Today we're going to learn about organizing our first-class desktop. Now, there are a couple things I suggest. If I have not gotten to you yet, all right, I've told most of the people this. If you would like to have the parents' contact information, all right, in other words, their email addresses, what I would like you to do, you notice on your desktop where it says parent contact information, you should open up your contacts over here on the side, part of the L, and you'll notice that it comes up like this, and you're just going to drag this information over. Whoops. You need to show both windows at the same time, by the way. And that is something you probably want to know about first class, is that it does, like, if the windows are open, most of the things that you do can be done by dragging. All right, so that's what you're going to do. Now, the reason you want to drag the parent contact information into your own personal contacts is what that will do is that will allow you, when you type in an email address, you type in the last name of the kid, and it will give you a list of all the email content. Generally, the dad's, because I had to do it in some order, dad's email is first, mom's email is second. There wasn't a way to customize it to make it very, very clear. All right. If you want, you can take a look at the contacts. All right, but that's not what this lesson is about. Today's lesson is going to be about how you customize your desktop so that you're more likely to notice. You do not have to do this. Bill Milo and I have kind of a disagreement on how we do this. All right, so I'm just telling you this is an option that I think will help you. Is that one of the people complain that is that you have to go digging into the containers to find things. Like, for instance, under CCHS News. And you're going to open it up and you see all of these different things. I'm going to suggest very strongly that you pull two of the things out of the news and put it directly on your desktop so you can see when there's something new put to it. CCHS announcements. Now what you do is you actually want to click on it first, then hold down the shift key, and then drag it. I kind of like to position things in rows. That's kind of the way I am. All right, anal retentive, all right, whatever. And let it go. And then now it pops in. All right, now I'm going to click on CCHS News again, open that up. And the other one I think should be out is CCHS Coverage. Now, I do want to show you something. If I hold Shift and then click, usually I wind up clicking on more than one, which is very, very, very annoying. You don't want to do that. All right, and you notice how I duplicated it accidentally? That gets very annoying. So what you need to do, and this is important, this is something I discovered the hard way, you select the thing you want first, then you put down the shift key, and then you drag it onto the desktop. Nice and neat. All right? Now, if it winds up being in the wrong place, you can hold shift again. Whoops, see, you click on it first, hold down the shift key, and then drag it where you want it to be. And then, unfortunately, you do have to clean up by deleting the old guy. All right. So I believe that should be all the CCHS News. You notice there's a contact, a parent contact information. You need to understand I'm still learning this myself, and I do tend to goof it up once in a while. All right? As I say, I'm the kind of guy, I do want to have all these things on my desktop, so that's the way we're going to do it. All right? You can do it any way you like. All right, CCHS Teachers. The only thing I would suggest out of this group, I mean, if you want to go into the chat, say for instance you do want to have like all the updates on when we're going out for pizza and that sort of stuff, you can do that. Personally, I don't really want all that information. I don't mind digging in there once in a while to see what's going on. I'm going to hold down the shift key. I'm going to click, hold down the shift key, and drag CCHS Resources onto my desktop too. Because that's where I think teachers are going to be posting a lot of different things about, web pages and stuff like that, and I might want to check that out. All right, so that's so much for the teacher stuff. All right, CCHS News, I think we've already gotten, and I've already dragged announcements and coverages out, so I don't need that. The master calendar, I'm going to tell you something. I eventually am going to be going to a meeting on the Monday after Thanksgiving, and at that meeting we're going to discuss how to set up calendars. I'm going to fill all the dates in. All the necessary dates are going to be on this calendar. You will never open them up, so just get used to seeing the red flag. The reason the calendar is going to be there's going to be one calendar that me, Chris, Marie Angeli, anybody can update, anybody in administration can update, that will have all the information on it that you can just go and look at it anywhere you are. It doesn't matter if you don't have the little paper calendar. If you have access to the web, this will be there. All right, so this is going to be there. There is also going to be a Coyle Cassidy technology calendar. The problem is I have truly not been able to figure out how to make this thing work, so I'm still working on it, but I just want to show you what it's going to look like. All right, you see these tech resources? If you click on it, it opens up this window. And in this window, you're going to have all the periods to sign up, but you notice the different color coding? Period 1 is a long period. It's like 80 minutes long. All right? I'm going to tell you something I have observed. Most of the kids, if you come in for an 80-minute period, they spend about 30, 40 minutes working. The good ones spend 30, 40 minutes working, and then they spend the remaining 40 minutes like checking out Facebook, which they're not supposed to be able to do, or cruising YouTube. And then you run around yelling at them to stop doing it and all those other things. I'm going to suggest that one good way we can double our technology exposure, the amount of technology we have access to, is that you not sign up for an entire 80-minute period. I'm going to ask you, you know what? If you think you can get it done in 40 minutes, you have to show them a few things, show them some resources, and give them some time to work, then use the 40 minutes. All right? So only sign up for the first half. So say I want this, I'm going to just put in Jim Rasconi, 15 students. All right? That means that I'll be out of here by, I guess it's going to be like 8:30, and that means another teacher can bring their kids in at 8:30 and use the second half of the period. Now, if you really, really need to use the entire period, that's fine. But I ask you to think about this is that the computer lab is going to be jam-packed for the next several months, that you might want to see if we could split it up so that we can have better access to the computer labs for everybody. If you do say, hey, I just have this one project, I'm coming in once, I really want the kids to work all period, and I'm going to be going around and slapping them on the head to make sure that they're working, well then fine, then sign up for both. However, the presumption is if you sign up for the first half and you don't sign up for the second half, you only want it for the first half. As I say, I'm trying to increase our technology resources without actually increasing our technology resources. So that calendar will be up and available shortly. I'm working on it. Okay? Now, I'm going to close this now, and I'm going to just cancel that. There is one other thing. You want to make sure when you edit, you only edit the current document. I'm going to try to fix that so that you can't accidentally put your name on every period for the rest of the year. But right now, if you do change something, you want to only change the current document. Okay. Now, that being said, let's close down the calendar. And this is basically what I want your window to look like. What should happen under CCHS coverages, there are going to be a couple things showing up here. If you have a computer lab supervision, a reminder is going to be popping up. And also, this is where Kathy Legan is going to be posting all the coverages for the rest of the year. Okay, so that's one thing. She is going to continue to print it up and post it, but this will mean that when you come in, you don't immediately have to go down there just to check the coverages. Okay, so that being said, we're done, and I strongly recommend that you do bring things out of these containers so that you can see them. However, if you're the kind of person who really doesn't mind going into the conferences, and you find that works better than you, I strongly encourage you to do that. All right, that's all for now.